You think you read your dog? Scientists just proved you read the room. Arizona State, 2025. Two researchers took a single dog, filmed him reacting to different things: a leash, a treat, a vacuum cleaner, a scolding. Then they did something nobody had thought to do before. They cut out the background. They edited the videos. They swapped the contexts. Same dog, same behavior, different room behind him. And what they found broke a 15,000-year assumption humans have made about themselves. You don't read your dog. You read whatever's happening around your dog, and you call it reading your dog. Holly Molinaro and Clive Wynne, Arizona State University. Paper title: Barking Up the Wrong Tree. Journal: Anthrozoös. The study made the Washington Post, the New York Times, the BBC. It should have made every dog owner question what they think they know. Most haven't heard of it yet. By the end of this video, you will have. And you'll never look at your dog the same way. 5 specific ways you're misreading him right now, backed by one study that flipped the entire field. Starting with the moment every owner thinks they understand best. You hand your dog a treat. He takes it, he chews it, he looks at you. You think, he's happy. You're not wrong. You're just not reading the dog. You're reading the treat. Molinaro and Wynne recorded a dog named Oliver in 2 kinds of moments. Positive ones, being offered his leash, getting a treat, being shown a toy. Negative ones, being gently scolded, seeing the vacuum cleaner, being shown the family cat. Oliver wasn't a special dog. A 14-year-old pointer beagle mix belonged to the researchers' family. They showed those videos to 383 people. With the background visible, without the background visible, just the dog. And here is what the participants admitted, in their own words, when asked what they used to judge the dog's emotion. Body language: tail, ears, face. The context of the situation was the least chosen answer. Now hold that. The participants told the researchers they were not relying on the situation. They thought they were reading the dog. The data said the opposite. When the context was visible, every viewer described Oliver as happy in the treat scene, calm in the leash scene, agitated in the vacuum scene. When the context was hidden, those clean, confident judgments collapsed. People didn't know what they were looking at. The dog alone wasn't enough. What you call "I can tell my dog is happy because of the treat" is the same brain shortcut that fooled 383 university students. You are not reading him. You are reading the room. And then you are giving the dog the credit. This is the part of the study that should be tattooed on every dog owner's brain. Experiment 2. 485 new participants. New trick. The researchers took the same video clip of Oliver. Same dog, same body, same eyes, same ears, same exact behavior. And they edited it so that in one version, Oliver appeared to be reacting to his leash. In another version, the same Oliver appeared to be reacting to a vacuum cleaner. Identical dog footage. 2 different objects spliced in. Everyone who saw the leash version said Oliver was happy and calm. Everyone who saw the vacuum version said Oliver was upset and agitated. Read that twice. The dog was doing the same thing in both videos. People weren't watching the dog. They were watching the object next to him. Clive Wynne, who has spent his entire career studying dog cognition, summarized it like this: there was no evidence at all that people were actually seeing the dog. There was, in his words, a big blind spot right where the dog was. Your brain does this to you every day in your living room. The vacuum comes out, your dog stands there. You decide he's stressed. The leash comes out, your dog stands there. You decide he's thrilled. The dog's body might be telling you the same story in both moments. You will never know, because you are not looking at the dog. Now the study gets uncomfortable. The researchers asked every participant about their own mood before the test. How are you feeling today? On a scale. Then they looked at the results. People who reported a happy mood rated the dogs as happier across the board. People in a worse mood rated the same dogs as sadder. Not by a little, measurably. And here's the kicker. A follow-up study Molinaro and Wynne published in PeerJ at the end of 2025 went further. They primed participants with happy or sad images before showing them dog videos. The effect was so strong it reversed. People primed with happy imagery rated the dogs as sadder. People primed with sad imagery rated the dogs as happier. The brain compensates. It contrasts. What this means in your house. Tonight you come home tired, frustrated about work. Your dog greets you. You look at him and decide he looks anxious, stressed, off. You start worrying about him. Your dog might be perfectly fine. You're reading your own day onto him. The opposite happens too. You're in a great mood. You assume your dog is in a great mood. You miss the subtle stress signals because you're not looking for them. The mood you brought into the room writes the script before you even look at the dog. Humans do this with other humans constantly. Cognitive psychology has decades of data on it. What Molinaro and Wynne added is that we do it to a different species. A species that cannot correct us. A species that depends on us to get this right. Here is the next layer of the misread. When people in the study were asked what specific cues they used to judge the dog's emotion, the most popular answers were the dog's face and the dog's tail, the two most visible parts. The parts a human brain notices first. Dog behavior science has been clear for 2 decades that this is the wrong rank order. The most reliable emotional cues a dog gives are body posture, weight distribution, muscle tension, the angle of the spine, the position of the ears in relation to the natural set, not in absolute terms. Lip licking, slow blinking, whether the mouth is open or closed, whether the dog is breathing through its nose or its mouth, whether the tail is wagging high or low, fast or slow, full body or just the tip. A wagging tail does not mean a happy dog. A 2007 study in Current Biology by Vallortigara and colleagues at the University of Trieste found that dogs wag asymmetrically. Right-biased wag is approachable. Left-biased wag is conflict. Most owners can't tell the difference. Most owners don't even know there is a difference. A dog showing teeth in a relaxed, open mouth is not a threat. A dog with a closed, tense mouth and soft eyes can be in distress. The face alone lies. The body tells the truth. In Molinaro and Wynne's data, participants were drawn to exactly the unreliable cues. They watched the face. They watched the tail. They ignored the body. And then they trusted their conclusions completely. This is the deepest cut of the entire study. And it's the one nobody talks about. At the end of each experiment, participants were asked how confident they were in their assessment of Oliver's emotional state. Confidence was high, even among people who got it wrong, even among people who saw the manipulated videos, even among people whose ratings were entirely driven by spliced-in context. The wronger the brain was, the more sure it felt. This is a known effect in human psychology. It has a name: the Dunning-Kruger curve. You think you're a good judge of something specifically because you don't know what you don't know. Dog owners hit this hard. You live with a dog. You see him every day. You feel like you know him. The feeling of knowing is not the same as actually knowing. Wynne put it bluntly to journalists. Humans and dogs have been living together for 14,000 years. In all that time, dogs have learned an enormous amount about how to read us. And yet, when his lab tests humans on how well they read dogs, the gap is large. The communication has been one way. The dog has done most of the work. You are not bad at reading your dog because you don't love him. You are bad at reading your dog because evolution did not select for that skill in humans. It selected for it in dogs. So the next time you walk in the door or pull out the leash or hand him a treat or turn on the vacuum, slow down for 4 seconds. Forget the object. Forget the situation. Block out the context in your own head if you can. Like Zoom blurring the background. That's literally what gave Molinaro the idea for the study. She was on a Zoom call during the pandemic and watched her own dog react to something off camera and realized she had no way to tell what he was feeling. Look only at the dog, not the room, not the thing in your hand, not your own day. The dog, the body, loose or tight, the weight, forward or shifted back, the mouth, open and soft, or closed and hard, the breathing, steady or fast, the ears, in their natural position or pulled differently, the eyes, bright and clear or showing whites, the tail. Where is it? How is it moving? Right side or left side of the body? Then, only after you've looked at the dog, ask yourself what the situation might mean for him. If you change the order, you change the red. Holly Molinaro told reporters something at the end of one interview that I think is the only line that really matters from this whole study. Every dog is different. Every dog will have slightly different emotional cues. The thing you can do is pay attention to your dog, not dogs in general, not what tail wagging means online, not what the internet says about a vacuum. Your dog. You spent more time with him than anyone else on earth. You should be the best person on earth at reading him. Right now, you are not. The study proved it on 485 strangers. The same effect runs in your house. The good news is this: the fix is free. The fix is 4 seconds of attention. The fix is looking at the dog first and the room second. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe to Fur Logic. Drop a comment with one thing your dog does that you suddenly realize you've been misreading. I want to read every single one.